Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Predator. And this movie came out in 1987 and stars Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I watched this movie quite a bit when I was young. I really enjoyed the action scenes, and I thought it was pretty fun. And rewatching it, I didn't enjoy it as much this time, unfortunately, but there are things to like about it still. What I really like is the music. I'll get into the music more later on, but I think the score for the film is good. I think it's well shot. There are some good performances. The action scenes are pretty fun. There's some nice effects in the movie. And that's about it. When it comes to my own personal enjoyment for this movie, I like the second half a lot more than the first half. I think the first half is just wasting a lot of time and nothing really happens in the first half. And once we get into the second half, that's when the characters are getting killed one by one, and that's when I start to like the movie. But it just takes so long to get to that point, and by the time you get there, it kind of feels like I'm just exhausted, and I was kind of bored watching this movie at points. I like the design of the Predator. I don't really have any issues with the antagonist of the film. And there's some effects in this movie that don't really look that great. And the CGI, that stuff I can forgive. It's the practical effects. Some of them looked genuinely bad. There was like a tree that was like shot with bullets. And the remains of the tree, like it just looks like someone taped wood chips to the tree. And that was to imply a bullet hole through the tree. And it didn't look very good. And there was also one weird thing that I had never noticed upon however many times I used to watch this movie. I think I've seen this movie at least like 20, 30 times before, but this is genuinely the first time I noticed this. There's a point where Arnold like kicks a stick, and that causes something to happen without spoiling anything because it's at the end of the film. I'm just keeping it vague, but one thing that I noticed as he is kicking it, there's like this big black circle that kind of zooms in. And I was like, what was that? And I genuinely needed to rewind the film just to make sure I could confirm what I saw. And it's real. I don't know what that was. I genuinely have no idea what that was. It was just the most insane thing I've seen in the entire film. Otherwise, you have, like, that last act is pretty good. It's just that one thing that looks bad. And I also want to talk about the music. I did like it. However, I do think it was overused, unfortunately. And it was kind of used inappropriately in certain scenes. Like, there's a scene where we have characters walking around the jungle. And it's like in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the movie where they're just walking around trying to get to their destination, and it's playing like this action music, and no action is happening unless aside from our characters walking through the jungle. That is it, and it's playing like this action music. It was just so inappropriately used, and it was trying to build tension, and this movie didn't really understand how to do that. And all that could have easily been fixed if the music was removed from that little small part of the movie. And you would have tension, because the key to build tension is to have no musical score and just everything quiet. Quiet. That is how you build tension. But unfortunately, this movie doesn't do that. I do have other complaints, but those are kind of spoiler territory complaints, and the only complaints I have with this movie that are not spoiler are just like little tiny things, and they're kind of spread out throughout the movie. And to talk about positives, there were some funny jokes. I really like Shane Black in this movie. I think he's great, and he's the most entertaining character in the movie for me. But that's about all I have to say about Predator. It's a competent film, and I understand why people like it, and I'm happy if you enjoy this movie. Unfortunately, I was just unable to get attached to anything, and I just didn't really care for what was happening. There are things to appreciate within it, but unfortunately, it just didn't connect with me. and I'm probably never going to watch this movie again. And I'm going to give Predator a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Predator down below. And my social media links, they will all be in the description down below, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation. And I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that's going to be for Rocky 2. Because I realized I haven't talked about the second one yet, or any of the Rocky sequels. I've talked about Rocky 1 and Creed 2, and that's it. So I think now's a really good time to review the second one, so look forward to that. But until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.